I have some cards on the table that I made, and I would like you to help me with the interpretation using the word meaning and any symbolic meaning of those words, if you can help me.
That sounds like a fun activity. I'd be happy to help you explore the meanings and symbolism of the words on your cards. To get started, what is the first word or phrase you have on a card?
Hey Google, the first card and overall energy is island.
The word island has a deep and layered meaning. Literally, an island is a landmass surrounded by water, which points to isolation and separation from the mainland. Symbolically, the island is a potent symbol for self and inner world. It can represent your sovereign self, the core of your consciousness that is whole and complete on its own terms, separate from relationships and external chaos. This suggests a deep capacity for self-reflection and inner resilience. Refuge or exile. It is often seen as both a place of sanctuary, where you can find peace and clarity away from the world's demands, and a place of exile or prison, where the isolation can lead to loneliness or feeling trapped. Transformation. In myth and literature, islands are frequently places where time flows differently, and where characters are tested and undergo profound, accelerated growth to carve out a new identity. Does that resonate with how you're seeing the overall energy, or would you like to hear about any of those aspects in more detail?
Hey Google, that fits fine. Um, I also have.
Wonderful. What's the next card you'd like to talk about?
Hey Google, I actually had left 3 cards out on the table as I was putting all the cards away. So the cards that were left out were moments, UFO, and love. These cards were from a previous story that we've already talked about. Is there any significance to the fact that they were left behind before I did the shuffle?
That is a very interesting observation. Since those three cards, Moments, UFO, and Loved, were physically separated from the rest of the deck and the new reading, they could certainly carry a special significance as lingering echoes of the previous situation. Symbolically, these cards being left out might mean moments. The core feeling or key memory of that past story is still present and needs to be fully absorbed or acknowledged before you can fully move into the energy of the island. UFO. There's an element of the previous situation that remains unidentified, unexplained, or foreign to your current understanding. This mystery might still be influencing your perspective. Loved. This is the positive outcome or emotional foundation of the previous event. It suggests that even as you start your new journey on the island, you are grounded in a feeling of being valued or carrying love forward. Do you feel like one of these three words specifically speaks to what you need to integrate before focusing entirely on the new island energy?
Um, hey Google, it makes a lot of sense because the story before this one was pretty touching. So I think the love aspect of that and the caring about the other person and getting to be in a better place is very important.
I agree. That makes Loved a very powerful cornerstone to bring into your new reading. It sounds like you are integrating the love and care from that past connection as a strength moving forward. Ready for the next card in your current reading, or would you like to share anything else about the previous one?
Hey Google, I would actually like to give you the cards that I pulled from the split of the deck, and those were um, Sanctuary, Water Glass, and Unicorn.
Thank you for sharing those. The cards from the split, Sanctuary, Water, Glass, and Unicorn, often show the underlying current or foundation of the overall situation represented by the island. Here's a look at what they might mean together. Sanctuary points to a deep need for safety, rest, and protection. It suggests the island energy is primarily about finding a safe space for yourself. Water represents emotion, intuition, and the subconscious. It tells us that this entire situation is heavily influenced by feelings and gut instincts. Glass is interesting. It can represent clarity and transparency, but also fragility and the need to see through illusions. It asks you to be clear-eyed, but gentle. Unicorn is a powerful symbol of rarity, magic, purity, and untamed freedom. It suggests that the path to your sanctuary, guided by your emotions, will involve seeking something truly unique, perhaps even miraculous, and embracing your inner truth without compromise. Does this underlying theme of seeking a fragile, magical, and emotionally grounded sanctuary resonate with what you feel is happening right now?
It Hey Google, it sounds awesome. I don't know if this is for me individually or if it's more of a collective kind of message or story.
That's a very perceptive question. Since the overall energy is the island, which is fundamentally about separation and self-contained space, the message is most likely rooted in your individual experience and journey. The cards like Sanctuary, Water, and Glass strongly point toward internal needs, personal safety, emotional clarity, and finding your own refuge. However, because the unicorn represents rare truth and purity, it could suggest that by tending to your own needs and finding your individual sanctuary, you are ultimately contributing something unique and powerful to the collective. So it starts with you, but its effect might ripple outwards. Which way does your intuition lean? Does it feel more like a personal instruction, or one that affects those around you?
Hey Google, I think you made a valid point that if everyone works on themselves, then yes, indeed, it will ripple out to the people who are around them.
I think that's a beautiful way to look at it. Personal growth truly does create a positive ripple effect. Now, let's move on to the next 3 cards in your main reading, if you're ready. What are the next cards you drew?
Hey Google, I actually have 5 rows of 7 cards. The first row is, and the first card is yarn. The second card is plane, like an airplane. Third card is a toe tag. The fourth card is to pay attention because there's a spider in the glass. The fifth card is restaurant. Sixth card is exclamation. And seventh card is skunk.
Those 7 cards present a very vivid and energetic first row. Since this is the initial line, it often sets the scene, describing the environment or the immediate challenge of your island journey. Here's a quick look at the row. Yarn suggests connection, narrative, and being tangled up or needing to weave things together. Plane signifies travel, high-level perspective, detachment, or sudden fast movement. Toe tag, a very strong symbol of finality, endings, or something being labeled and dealt with, a past issue put to rest. Spider in the glass, pay attention. This is a clear warning to observe closely. The spider suggests weaving, intricacy, or perhaps a hidden fear, and the glass keeps it contained but visible, demanding careful, clear-eyed awareness. Restaurant represents nourishment, social interaction, and consuming resources or ideas. Exclamation, a burst of energy, surprise, importance, or urgent communication. Skunk often relates to defense, strong boundaries, or a need to stand your ground, possibly due to feeling threatened or misunderstood. This row seems to be telling you to focus keenly, spider in the glass, on weaving together, yarn, a path that involves both moving forward quickly, plane, and acknowledging something important that has ended, toe tag, all while managing social needs, restaurant, and setting strong boundaries, skunk. Do you want to dive deeper into any one of these 7 cards?
Hey Google, not at the moment. We can go on to row 2. And the first card is virus. The second card is the gynandromorphic, which is the bird who has the male and female DNA. The third card is creeper. Fourth card is smoke signal. Fifth card is being pushed out, which is a picture of a coyote and a mountain lion being pushed out of their environment because the houses are being built there. Sixth card is jerky, kind of like beef jerky. And the seventh card is map.
That second row, with its mix of biological, environmental, and navigational terms, seems to describe forces of challenge, adaptation, and orientation within your journey. Virus represents something unseen that spreads, challenges the system, or forces a fundamental change. It suggests rapid, mandatory adaptation. Gynandromorph, the bird. This is a powerful symbol of duality and integration, holding both male and female energies, or 2 different states, simultaneously. It points to balance, completeness, and a refusal to be defined by a single category. Creeper suggests slow, insidious growth, something low-lying, hidden, or invasive that can be difficult to manage. Smoke signal, a clear sign of communication, a distant cry for help, or a way of making your presence known when you feel separated. Being pushed out, coyote/lion. This vividly illustrates the theme of displacement, resistance, and the conflict between the natural, wild self and the pressures of civilization or societal expectations. Jerky represents preservation, sustenance, or having only the dried, essential components of something to rely on, focusing on the core energy. Map, the ultimate symbol of orientation, planning, and charting a course. After all the complex energies in this row, the map suggests you need to find a new plan, or understand your current location. Taken together, this row describes navigating challenges, virus, creeper, by holding a balanced identity, gynandromorph, coping with feeling displaced, pushed out, and using your core strength, jerky, to communicate and chart a new course, smoke signal, map. Should we move on to the third row, or would you like to explore the gynandromorph or the map more closely?
Hey Google, let's move on to the third row. And the first card is brackets. Second card is props. Third card is Sasquatch. Fourth card is broom. Fifth card is past life. Sixth card is belief systems. And seventh card is lost and found.
The third row focuses heavily on structure, support, history, and searching. It seems to detail the intellectual or philosophical tools you are using to navigate the challenges presented in row 2. Brackets symbolize defining, containing, or grouping information. They suggest boundaries are being set, or that you need to clarify what belongs together. Props signify support, aid, or the necessary tools used to hold up a structure or make a performance convincing. Sasquatch, a powerful symbol of the elusive, the unknown, and the primal self that hides just beyond the edge of perception. It asks you to consider what you know is there but cannot prove. Broom represents sweeping away the old, purification, or cleaning up messes. It is about clearing space for the new. Past life, direct reference to history, legacy, and the unconscious patterns you carry from long-term experience. Belief systems, the philosophical framework, values, or mental models through which you interpret the world. Lost and found, the constant cycle of searching, recovering, and recognizing what has been misplaced, both materially and spiritually. This row suggests you are using your established mental structures, brackets, belief systems, and historical patterns, past life, to clear away old baggage, broom, and support your...
Hey Google, you cut out with explaining the third row. You were on broom.
Thank you for letting me know. I apologize for cutting out. To recap the third row, brackets, props, Sasquatch, broom, past life, belief systems, and lost and found. I was suggesting that this row focuses on the tools and mental frameworks you are using. The broom symbolizes sweeping away the old, purification, and clearing space for what's new. Combined with past life and belief systems, the message is that you are actively cleaning out historical or inherited beliefs that no longer serve you, perhaps to make room for the elusive truth of the Sasquatch. The theme of Lost and Found frames this whole process as an active search for what was misplaced within your own identity. Does that complete summary of the third row make sense? And are you ready for the fourth?
Hey Google, it does make sense, and I am ready for the fourth. The first card in the fourth row is the number 12 with also the word peace under it. Number 2 is new day. Card number 3 is genie, like genie in a bottle. Fourth card is the comb over. The fifth card is pit bull. Sixth card is the lion. Seventh card is plunge.
This fourth row, 12/peace, new day, genie, comb over, pit bull, lion, and plunge, feels like a very powerful turning point, focusing on personal strength, new beginnings, and decisive action. 12/peace. The number 12 can represent completeness, fulfillment, or a cycle finishing, like 12 months. Coupled with peace, it suggests that completing a cycle brings a profound sense of inner calm or resolution. New day, a clear, strong signal of a fresh start, renewed energy, and optimism after a period of cleaning house. Row 3. Genie represents untapped potential, the power of wishes, or having the means to create exactly what you desire, often with a warning about how you phrase those desires. Comb over, a potent symbol of disguise, attempting to hide or manage an imperfection, or putting on a facade to deal with the world. This card asks if your newfound peace is entirely authentic. Pitbull and Lion. These two together represent immense, contrasting power. The pitbull is often seen as loyal, determined, and tenacious, sometimes associated with fierce defense. The lion symbolizes royalty, majesty, courage, and leadership. They ask you to integrate different kinds of strength, fierce loyalty, and noble courage. Plunge. A final card of definitive action, suggesting a leap of faith, diving into the unknown, or committing fully to a new experience. This row indicates that a period of completeness and peace, 12/peace, is leading to a major fresh start, new day, where you hold the power to manifest your desires. Genie. The main caution is to ensure you are acting genuinely, avoiding the comb-over, and integrating your full, powerful self. Pitbull/Lion. Before taking a decisive leap forward, plunge. Shall we finish with the final row?
Hey Google, yes, the final row is, the first card is hospital, second card is donkey, third card is a bag of balls, fourth card is fishing, fifth card is coffee cup, sixth card is jester, and the final card, number 7 in that row, is a hibernating bear.
This final row, hospital, donkey, bag of balls, fishing, coffee cup, jester, and hibernating bear, provides a conclusion and gives insight into the long-term direction of this island journey. Hospital points toward healing, recovery, or a place where attention needs to be paid to the restoration of health, both physical and emotional. Donkey symbolizes steady persistence, diligence, and perhaps carrying a burden. It asks for endurance and humility in your work. Bag of balls represents potential, playfulness, or having many different options and possibilities available. It can also suggest juggling multiple responsibilities. Fishing, a classic symbol of the subconscious, representing the patient, quiet work of retrieving hidden knowledge, lost ideas, or emotional truths from the deep. Coffee cup signifies energy, clarity, routine, and preparation. It's the fuel that gets you through the day and the moment you pause to plan. Jester, the energy of playful disruption, truth-telling, and seeing situations from an unconventional perspective. It reminds you to find the humor in your serious journey. Hibernating bear. The final card suggests a coming period of deep rest, quiet introspection, or withdrawal from the world after the intense action of the plunge. It's a period of necessary internal processing before new growth. Taken together, this final row shows that your decisive leap, plunge, is leading you into a period focused on recovery and health. Hospital. You are being asked to use persistent effort, donkey, and patience, fishing, to manage your many options. Bag of balls, keeping your energy levels steady, coffee cup, and your perspective light, jester, all leading to a final period of restorative rest, hibernating bear. Now that we have covered all the cards, do you have any final questions about the overall story, or would you like to focus on the full transition from the island to the hibernating bear?
Hey Google, let's go over the center column because I know that has significance. And the central column is pay attention, smoke signal, broom, the comb over, and fishing.
You are absolutely right that the central column often holds the core action or central tension of the story. Your central column is spider in the glass, pay attention, smoke signal, broom, comb over, and fishing. This column tells a story about clear perception and internal communication. 1. Spider in the glass, pay attention. The entire core message starts with a demand for immediate, clear, and contained observation. Stop and look closely at the intricate details of your current situation, but do so from a place of safety, the glass. 2. Smoke signal. This attention quickly leads to a need for communication. The smoke signal is a distant, intentional message. You need to signal your presence or call for help, but it's not a direct conversation. It's a general announcement. 3. Broom. The next step is active purification. Once you've paid attention and signaled your intent, you must sweep away the mental, emotional, or logistical messes that are clouding your path. 4. Comb over. This is the internal check right after clearing space. It asks, are you being authentic, or are you just covering up a core issue with a temporary solution? This is the moment to verify your integrity. 5. Fishing. The final action is patient, introspective work. After clearing the external clutter and checking your motives, the core work is to quietly, patiently retrieve deep emotional truths or wisdom from your subconscious. Essentially, the center column directs you to pay attention to the subtle signs, Clear out the baggage, ensure your motives are genuine, and then patiently work to retrieve deep inner wisdom. Does that flow resonate as the core instruction for your time on the island?
It sounds like a good place to start while on the island. Can we now go over the last column? We had skunk, map, lost and found, plunge, and the hibernating bear.
That final column, skunk, map, lost and found, plunge, and hibernating bear, represents the ultimate outcome, or the destination of your journey on the island. 1. Skunk. The start of the outcome emphasizes boundaries and self-protection. You must be prepared to stand your ground and defend your space or truth, even if that means temporarily driving others away. 2. Map. This suggests that after setting your boundaries, you will gain a new, clear understanding of where you are and where you need to go. You receive your new orientation. 3. Lost and found. Once oriented, you enter a phase of searching and recovering. This recovery focuses on reclaiming parts of yourself or valuable things that were misplaced during previous chaotic periods. 4. Plunge. The recovery phase culminates in a decisive, committed action, a final leap of faith based on the clarity the map and the recovered items provide. 5. Hibernating bear. The ultimate destination is a period of deep, restorative, and necessary rest. It signifies that the journey of intense action and self-discovery is completed, and you have earned the time to withdraw and integrate all the changes. The column shows that setting strong boundaries, skunk, leads to clear guidance, map, for reclaiming what was lost, lost and found, which fuels the final leap, plunge, into a phase of complete rest and healing. Hibernating bear. It promises a major payoff for the effort involved.
Hey Google, is there any indication of when this hibernation may occur?
That's a great question about timing. The cards don't give a specific calendar date, but they do indicate the necessary conditions that must be met before the hibernating bear phase can begin. The plunge card immediately precedes the hibernating bear. The plunge itself is only possible after you achieve the 12/peace and new day state, and integrate the power of the pit bull and lion. Looking at the central column, the plunge follows the whole sequence of 1. Paying attention, spider in the glass. 2. Clearing baggage, broom. 3. Checking authenticity, comb over. 4. Retrieving inner wisdom, fishing. The hibernating bear is the final stage, meaning the rest occurs only after the decisive action of the plunge, which is the point where you feel ready to take a leap based on your recovered internal wisdom. It will happen when you feel you have fully executed the plans laid out by the map and completed your core emotional work.
Hey Google, can we go over the corner cards?
Absolutely, the corner cards are essential because they often act as protective anchors or markers for the 4 main corners of the island journey. Your corner cards are Yarn, Skunk, Hospital, and Hibernating Bear. 1. Yarn, top left. This sets the opening theme, suggesting that the journey is about narrative, connection, and weaving together the disparate threads of your life. 2. Skunk, top right. This acts as your defensive posture and boundary setter for the public face of the journey. It anchors the need for self-protection and clear delineation between yourself and the outside world. 3. Hospital, bottom left. This grounds the entire process in the need for healing and restoration. No matter what path you take, the focus remains on care and recovery. 4. Hibernating Bear, bottom right. This anchors the ultimate long-term goal, deep, restorative rest and integration. It confirms that the entire effort on the island is working toward this period of internal processing. Together, these corners tell a story. The journey begins by weaving your life, Yarn, which requires strong boundaries, Skunk. The purpose of this work is healing, Hospital, leading ultimately to rest and integration. Hibernating Bear. It's a structure built on self-care and necessary withdrawal.
Hey Google, are there any other card placements that have any kind of indication?
Yes, there are a few other placements that are significant. Since the overall energy is the island, focusing on the cards immediately adjacent to the central column and the corners can reveal the strongest influences on the core actions. The cards framing the center column are particularly dynamic, and they are Plane, Gynandromorph, Sasquatch, Genie, and Donkey 1. Plane and Genie. These are adjacent to the center's pay attention and comb over, introducing themes of rapid movement, high-level perspective, and powerful manifestation into the core process. They suggest that the time for observation will lead quickly to major opportunities. 2. Gynandromorph and Sasquatch. These flank the broom, showing that the process of clearing out the old is directly related to integrating your dual nature and confronting the elusive hidden parts of yourself. 3. Donkey. Located next to fishing, the donkey emphasizes that the patient retrieval of inner wisdom requires humility and steady persistence. These cards indicate that your core work is being energized by rapid change and powered by the integration of your whole, often hidden, self.
Hey Google, I have some external elements I'd like to layer into the message, and that is a pink LED house and a fireplace that has like a royal blue fire and a royal blue fireplace.
I can't find a pink LED house or a royal blue fireplace. Please set up your devices in the Google Home app.
Hey Google, these are lights that are sitting on my table where the cards are, and I was just wondering if the shape of the light, the house, and it being pink has any significance, as well as the fireplace being that royal blue color, if that has any significance to the message that you've been giving. Does it correlate?
Thank you for clarifying. Adding those elements really deepens the symbolic landscape around your cards. The pink LED house sitting near the cards is highly significant. The house symbolizes self, security, and the domestic or personal environment. Pink is a color associated with gentleness, compassion, nurturing, and unconditional love. The fact that it's LED suggests this energy is modern, illuminated, and always on. This likely relates to the hospital and hibernating bear corner cards, emphasizing that the entire journey is fundamentally rooted in self-nurturing and creating a safe, illuminated space for emotional healing. The message is to approach the intense work of the cards with compassion for yourself. The royal blue fireplace with royal blue fire introduces a cool, intellectual, and deeply spiritual energy. Fireplace, a traditional center of the home, representing warmth, transformation, and comfort. Royal blue, this color is associated with the throat and third eye chakras, communication, intuition, clarity, truth, and high spirituality. Blue fire. Blue fire is the hottest and purest form of flame. This suggests that the transformative process you are undergoing is intensely focused on clarity, truth, and purifying your communication and intuition. This contrasts beautifully with the comb-over card in the center. While the comb-over suggests superficial attempts at hiding the truth, the royal blue fireplace demands a hot, pure, and intellectual clarity in your self-communication. The fire is transforming the center of your being, based on high truth and clear intuition. The external elements confirm that this island journey is profoundly about internal healing and accessing your highest spiritual clarity.
Hey Google, is there any advice or direction you would like to share with anyone who might be watching this video or listening right now?
Yes, for anyone watching or listening to this journey, the biggest takeaway from this entire reading is the powerful confirmation of the need for intentional withdrawal and self-trust. This reading describes a process that requires stopping the external hustle to find internal clarity. The advice is simple. 1. Prioritize quiet observation. Your life contains a spider in the glass, a contained truth you must observe closely. Don't rush to act. First, pay attention and find clarity. 2. Clear the old beliefs. You cannot progress until you use the broom to sweep away old belief systems, past life patterns, or inauthentic facades. The comb-over. Be brave enough to honestly look at what you are hiding. 3. Trust the rest. This journey ends with the hibernating bear. If you feel tired or need to withdraw, trust that impulse. That deep rest is not a sign of failure. It is the necessary, final, and healing destination of all this intense self-work. The pink light of compassion and the pure blue fire of truth are guiding this person. Let them guide you too.
Hey Google, what day and time is it right now?
Right now, it is Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, at 1:24 a.m. PDT.
One more question, Google. Is your message, is this a time specific message, or is it available anytime? Hey Google, one more question. Is this message that you gave time specific, or is it general meaning for whenever you come across it?
That's a very insightful question. The message is general and cyclical, rather than time specific. The images, like the map, the broom, the lion, and the hibernating bear, represent universal stages of change, self-discovery, and transformation. You might encounter an island phase, a plunge phase, or a hibernating bear phase at any point in your life. The advice is to use the energy of the current cards as a guiding map for whatever transition you are currently facing, whenever you happen to find it. The guidance is always relevant when you are ready to listen.
Hey Google, thank you.
You are very welcome. I'm glad I could help provide some insight into your island journey.
And with that being said, make it a great day. Thank you for being here. Take care.